Gardens. My name is Melissa, and today we have the other half of Granted Gardens behind the camera, Tyler, and we wanted to show you some of our planted pots. So we'll start here. These are some of our wildflowers that we decided to put into this pot just to see how they were going to do. They actually are starting to come up. Then here we've got some of our microgreens. This was also a last minute idea that we had the space for and decided we would try out. We had them initially in the greenhouse, but they were doing a lot better outside, so we left them out here. Here we've got our strawberry plant. This is actually a plant that came up in the ground last year that we pulled up and repotted, and he's doing a lot better. As you can tell in the pot, we're starting to get some strawberries. Over here we've got some of our these are broccoli. We've got some of our broccoli in pots over here. We started them each in individual pots, and they're actually doing pretty well. In the back pots over here, we've sprinkled some seeds as last minute additives. So it looks like we may have some peas and beets growing up in there. Over here, we had trimmed off some of our tomato plants and decided that we would try and root them. They're doing semi-decent. They haven't died off yet. We've had them in here for about a week and a half or 2 weeks. And then we sprinkled some seeds in on top. So it looks like we've got some beets coming up. Moving over this way, this is one of my favorite plants that we have. This actually we started from potatoes that we had from the grocery store. We waited a little while to eat them, so they started to sprout. We decided to toss them in a pot down here, and they've grown quite a bit. When we initially started these, it was just dirt with potatoes in it, so it took off quite a bit. I'm really excited about these because I was not sure that they were going to make it, but they've turned into quite a plant themselves. Over here, my dream was to do a lettuce bowl. So we planted some of our lettuce in a pot, and it has done extremely well. It looks like it's starting to bolt, but the weather has gotten a little warmer, so that would explain why. Other than that, we've picked from this probably at least 3 or 4 times, if not more. So we've gotten quite a few lettuce bowls out of this. Back here, we've got a cherry tomato plant. This is where most of the sprouts came from over in the other bucket. Just by trimming off some of the branches at the bottom, we were able to make that second bucket, but he's got a ton of flowers on him, and he's got some tomatoes as well, so he's doing pretty good. This one here was one of my most favorite ones. I had never tried growing eucalyptus before, but it's really hard to find in any florist around here, so when I saw that there was a plant, I decided to try and give it a shot. We have not picked from him yet, but he's doing pretty well. He's grown at least 3 times his size since we potted him. Back here we have our eggplant, and this one here too, we started in a pot and he has just taken off. So this is a pinstripe eggplant, and we've got quite a few flowers on him. I don't think we have any eggplants quite yet, but he's grown quite a bit since we potted him. I think he's doing actually, a lot of our pots do better than some of the stuff that we put in the ground, so we're excited to see what that turns out like. Down here we've got our sweet banana pepper. I love putting this in salads or on top of a lot of meals. This one is going to be pretty much used for, like I said, salads or on top of sausages. It's really good. We've got a pepper coming up right down there. This one here, this one was a wildflower mix that I had left over. I think I got it from the Green Mother, or the Mother Earth News Fair last year. And so I had the mix, and I just kind of tossed it into a pot to see what would happen, and it seems to be coming up just fine. These guys here are a specialty. We're pretty excited about this. So in this one big pot, we've got 2 tomato plants. We've got a Roma tomato and a Juliet tomato, which are properly named Romeo and Juliet. And they seem to be doing very well. We've got a couple tomatoes in there, but they've grown quite a bit since we popped them in. They're taking up the whole pot by now. And then back here, we have our mushroom plant, which we don't have a tag for, but we just properly name him the mushroom plant. He's actually pretty good because the leaves literally taste like mushrooms. They're delicious. This one here is another pepper plant. He is a bell yellow. We had him growing up next to some of our other plants over there, so he kind of leaned one direction. We moved him so that he would fill out a little bit. We don't have any peppers on him quite yet, but we've got plenty of buds. This one here is a strawberry plant. This is a second year strawberry plant. Tyler bought these for me last year. We've planted them in this pot and they are actually starting to produce. We've picked about 2 or 3 different strawberries off of him so far. Down here, we've got the spicy orange thyme. So this was a new one for us this year. We haven't tried him previously. We've put him in a couple different of our meals, and for the most part, it's hard to taste the orange once you cook them, but you can definitely smell it or taste it when you pull it off the leaves. Back in these large pots here, this is our cauliflower. They have done pretty well in the pots here, but we've also had a little bit of an interest in some of the caterpillars have been on them, but we've been pulling them off. The leaves on here actually we've eaten with stir-fried greens too, so they've been pretty good. Waiting for them to produce, you can eat the leaves. And then here we've got another pepper. Let's see, he is a jalapeno. So the idea behind these is they are similar to a jalapeno, but they're not quite as spicy. Over here we've got our citronella plant. This one was a necessity because of the mosquitoes. He started out pretty small actually. He's probably grown 2/3 his size when I bought him. We got him in a larger pot, so he's had a chance to grow a bit. And he's a pretty durable plant. And he also is supposed to help repel mosquitoes. Down here, we have our garlic. This garlic is actually also grown from scraps from the grocery store. So we had a few garlics that started to sprout and we put them in a pot and they've grown quite a bit since then. This little one over here, he is our Thai basil. That's one of our favorite ones to cook with. We use that in virtually everything. He is used a lot in some of our Thai meals, but you can pretty much put him into anything. He tastes delicious. And then this one over here is my fairy garden. And in the fairy garden, I decided to just drop some seeds in to see what they would do. So these plants back here are all flaxseed, and they're coming up quite a bit. I haven't seen anything bolt yet, so I'm not getting seeds from them, but I was surprised to see them come up. This one over here, this is another tomato plant. This is a Sunray tomato. And he has grown quite a bit in size from the initial time that we planted him, but we don't have any tomatoes off of him yet. Over here, this is our zucchini plant. The zucchini plant has been producing quite a bit. There's a ton of flowers. We've pulled a couple of zooks off of him. I'm still learning exactly when to pull the zooks off, but they've done pretty well. So we've got a ton coming in. I love the size of the leaves. They're so big. And then down here at the bottom, this is another form of our lettuce pot. So we've got some lettuce in here, and then we've also got a few spinach coming up as well. So we've picked from him a few times and added it to our lettuce bowl. So that's everything for our potted plants. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to sharing more with you soon.